It's Silly with another Transgirl CNC where we talk about comics, cartoons, and other awesome nerd shit. So, last week I said I didn't know what we were going to be talking about, and while it's true I didn't really come up with an idea, I'm in luck because it's a new month. And with a new month comes a new previews book. That's right, it's our previews episode, the episode where I tell you what's coming out 2 months from now. That's January for everybody paying attention and reading. And what I think I'm going to get and what I think you're going to enjoy. And yeah, that's the whole point of the previews. But before we get into that, we're going to take a look at things you might have missed. Of course, these are comic shows, just things that fell under your radar or you didn't look into for whatever reason that I still think you could like. So, let's get into it. This week is Clockwork Planet. It's about a planet covered in gears and cogs. Of course. It's by the same person who brought you No Game, No Life. Now, the Clockwork Planet is the Clockwork Planet. It's a gear planet because a genius was saving his dying worlds using clockwork, cogs, and gears. It follows the story of Naoto. He's a boy who can listen to machines when they're not working, figure out what's not right about the way they're not working, and fix them. He gets in there and he fixes them. Now, one day, his apartment comes crashing down because a giant box containing an android girl named Ryuzu comes through the ceiling. She, of course, isn't working, and he fixes her, and she names him her master. She names him her master, as you do. They run into Marie, who is a maester. Maesters basically fix the Clockwork Planet as it's falling apart, and her assistant Halter. Of course, the government overall is trying to make the plates for the city's fall. For whatever reason, they're still getting into that. And it's up to Naoto, Marie, and crew to figure out why it's happening and to put a stop to it. Now, there are about 5 issues of this, so, you definitely missed out if you weren't picking it up to begin with. The manga is really easy to come by when you've missed it, so definitely talk to your comic person and take a look into that and get a hold of that. So, that's this week. Now let's get into the previews. Now, unlike past couple of episodes, the honorable mention is not on the cover. But it is in the book. It's called Ultra Kaiju Anthropomorphic Project featuring Pop Comic. Now, Pop Comic might be the people producing it now, because this was totally not lined up with anything else. It wasn't lined up with Yen or Kodansha or Seven Seas. I'm not sure who's producing it, but it is a manga. It's a gag manga about the kaiju from Ultraman as schoolgirls protecting the planet from aliens. The reason this is the runner-up, even though I really enjoy kaiju, is that I don't think this will be for everything. It just might be for a few of you, and that's totally okay. I love everything kaiju. That's why I'm picking it up. So, once again, Ultra Kaiju Anthropomorphic Project featuring Pop Comic. Check that out if you want to, or don't. It's up to you. Now let's get into the meat and bones, of our presentation. I talk about the things that are on the top of my list for what I'm getting that you're really going to like, I think. First up is Dissonance from Image Comics. The story is by Sing Naguro, and the artist is Sami Basir. Now, the story is about an alternate Earth populated by quasi-spirit human people called Phantasmin, and it's about 2 different stories. The first story is 2 brothers who have different worldviews taking over the position of their parents from an evil or nefarious organization that basically runs and rules the world. The second story is about Seraphim, a warrior guardian type person. It's not mentioned if they're male or female. I'm assuming female because Seraphim's kind of a classically feminine name, and they're trying to save the planet and subsequently the universe the planet is in from a giant cataclysm. Now, it's my theory that these 2 stories are going to run parallel of each other. The brothers will be trying to bring about the cataclysm, while Seraphim is trying to stop it. I don't know if the characters will ever interact with each other, but the effects of their story will certainly interact with the effects of the other story. And I think that's why I'm looking into it, is because of that reason. In and of itself, it's an interesting concept. Whew. Moving along is Eternal from Black Mask Studios. Now, I love Black Mask everything, pretty much. I've never been disappointed by a Black Mask title that I've picked up. The art is by Eric Zawadzki, and the writing is done by Ryan Lindsay, but the story in and of itself, the total thing, is done by both of them. I'm not sure how that works, how with one writing, but it's a story by them both. It's about shield maidens trying to protect their land from tides of men who would seek to take it from them, for whatever reason. It's not really specific on the reasons behind the Vikings trying to take the land from the shield maidens, but it does mention that it's a struggle where some enemies just won't stay down, possibly an eternal conflict, but more importantly, it's about the struggles of how you weaken yourself when you try to protect everything around you. And that concept as a story in and of itself being presented as a war between shield maidens and Vikings, I think, is a cool concept. And that's why I'm particularly picking that up. I don't know if you'll like it or not. I hope you do. I hope you look it out. Look it up. That's Eternal from Black Mask Studios. Check it out. Up next from Boom Studios is Abbott. It's about a hard-nosed, chain-smoking tabloid reporter who basically investigates crimes that the police ignore because they're too wild and out there. She knows it's being done by occult practitioners and supernatural forces, and she seeks to destroy them for revenge because her husband died of strange circumstances that are similar to the kinds of cases that she is investigating. I'm kind of going quickly through these because we actually have 5 on the list this month. I'm super excited about that. But that's Abbott from Boom Studios. I'm totally down to watch a woman kick the crap out of anything. And it looks like she has some supernatural powers of her own to fight these forces. And I can't wait to see what that's about. So, once again, Abbott from Boom Studios. Sorry. Taking a breath. Yen Press is releasing a manga called As Though You May Burn by Kakashi Oniyazu. There's not a lot about information about this comic, and you think, well, why would you put it on your list? Because I think it's great. I think people are going to like it. Basically, the main character, Ryuma Shiomiya, oh my goodness. Ryuma Shiomiya is trying to save his ill sister. She's deathly ill. And so he enters a high-stakes game where basically the consequence is death. If you lose, you die. And the only other information we get about this is that he's a girl during it. Like, he's a girl now? Question mark. And I don't know why that plays into the story. I'm interested to find out why that plays into the story. And I just think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a really fun comic. Now, if you don't like fan service, I probably wouldn't pick this up because there's probably going to be a lot of it. Fan service doesn't bug me. So, but if you're somebody who's bugged by it, don't check it out. But from Yen Press, that's As Though You May Burn. And I think it's going to be funny and great. Smoking. So, second on our list, this would be the top if it wasn't for what is at the top. It's The Dream of the Butterfly from Lion Forge Studios. It's by Richard Marzano and Lo Yen. And it's basically being compared to Miyazaki's Spirited Away, which gives me really big hopes and fangirls about it. It's about a girl named Tutu. She's lost in a mysterious village. She doesn't know how she got there. And the secret force is all rabbits. They're all rabbits. And she is guilty of the crime of being a little girl. Now, she needs to redeem herself. She needs salvation. And the only person who can help her is the emperor of the village, but he will do so, but at a huge cost to her. I don't know what that cost will be. I don't know what it will entail, but I do know that I am hecking interested. I can't wait to read it. It's The Dream of the Butterfly from Lion Forge Studios. I think you'll like it, so check it out. Last on our list, top on our list, is totally, maybe it doesn't belong there, like on a traditional list, but on my list, where my thoughts matter, this is the best. It's Sailor Moon Eternal. Yes, you heard me. Sailor Moon Eternal. This is not a new Sailor Moon story. This isn't like Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Cards, which is going to be totally a new story, a continuation. No, this is the Sailor Moon that you've already watched, you've already read. It's just a retelling. It's going to be basically the same content. They're not updating the art. They are updating the translation, so the translation will be a little better, but they are making the editions not only taller, but longer, which means it might have content that you haven't seen before that didn't make it into the first cut of Sailor Moon. Things that the producers left out. And so I'm excited for that. Now the covers are going to be all updated with brand new art, and they look stunning and amazing. I'm really excited for that. And that's why it's my top pick of our previews this month. Sailor Moon Eternal. It's going to be from Kodansha Comics. And check it out. If you're a Sailor Moon fan, this is going to be the quintessential Sailor Moon manga to have. It's going to have everything, and it's going to be updated. At least the translation will be. And so, I really hope you look into get it, because I'm going to get it. It is $20 an issue, but you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. And that is our previews episode. We did it. We made it. Now, next week, what are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be doing what I did once before with Samurai Jack, and we're going to be talking about Kingsman, the comic versus the movie. We're just talking about the first movie and the first comic, and let me tell you, I've got opinions. But until next time, enjoy comics, enjoy cartoons, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.